In this video we will see how do we work out identities with functions. Functions are really important in engineering problems, and we should be able to manipulate and do algebra with functions. The first one, you have a parabola fx equals x squared, and you need to show the first identity, that f of x1 plus x2 plus f of x1 minus x2 is 2 times the function evaluated at x1 plus the function evaluated at x2, and that the difference here is 4 times x1 times x2. So how do we solve these ones? We start working out the left hand side. What is f of x1 plus x2? So we start working out the left hand side. This, we go back to the function and we plug in x1 plus x2, and this is all of it squared plus x1 minus x2 squared. Here we use the identity x1 squared plus 2 x1 x2 plus x2 squared plus x1 squared minus 2 x1 x2 plus x2 squared. We can get rid of the 2 x1 x2s, and we have 2x1 squared plus 2x2 squared. The x1 squared is the function evaluated at x1, is f of x1, plus 2 f of x2. And I can get a common factor 2, and inside the bracket I have f of x1 plus f of x2. I have showed this one. I work out, is a direct proof, I work out the left side, I do calculations gradually, I get rid of terms, and then I end up with my right hand side. That's the first identity. The second one is f of x1 plus x2 minus f of x1 minus x2. x1 plus x2 squared minus x1 minus x2 squared. This is x1 squared plus 2 x1 x2 plus x2 squared minus x1 squared minus 2 x1 x2 plus x2 squared. I get rid of the brackets by putting the minus inside. So I have minus x1 squared plus 2x1 x2 minus x2 squared. I can get rid of the x1 squared, the x2 squared, and I have 4x1 x2. And I have showed the second identity. Then I need to go to the problem number 2. I have the function f of x equals the natural logarithm of x. So the first one, I have f of 1 over x1, 1 over x2, natural logarithm of 1 over x1 times 1 over x2. And this can be written as minus natural logarithm of x1, x2. This is natural logarithm of 1 minus natural logarithm of x1, x2. The natural logarithm of 1 is equal to 0. So I have minus natural logarithm of x1, x2. And this can be written as minus natural logarithm of x1 plus natural logarithm of x2, by the property of the logarithm that says that natural logarithm of a plus natural logarithm of b equals natural logarithm of a times b. This one is minus f of x1 plus f of x2. So I have showed this identity here. F of x1, x2 is the natural logarithm of x1, x2. I use this property here, natural logarithm of x1 plus natural logarithm of x2. And I have showed this identity here. Now I have f of 1 over x1 x2 plus f of x1 x2. From the previous question I have that f of 1 over x1 x2 is minus f of x1 plus f of x2 plus the f of x1 x2 is, this one is f of x1 f of x2 plus f of x1 plus f of x2. So it's minus f of x1, these are the same, one with a plus, one with a minus, so this gives me 0. And I have showed the third one, the third identity. Problem number 3, I have the function f of t equals t plus 1 over t. The first one I put instead of t 1 over t. Here I have a division of fraction, so this is 1 over t plus t, and this is equal to f of t. If you see here the expression of the function. For the second one I have f of 1 over t1 plus f of 1 over t2. I can use the previous identity, this one here. This is f of t1 plus f of t2. And the last one, I have f of minus t1 times f of minus t2. That's minus t1 minus 1 over t1 times minus t2 minus 1 over t2. Here I can change the sign. I can pull minus 1 from the first bracket, minus 1 from the second bracket, and I get t1 plus over 1 over t1, t2 plus 1 over t2, and this is f of t1 times f of t2. Let's go to question number 4. Now we start from the right side. C squared f of t e to the power 1 minus c times t. C squared f of t is t squared e to the minus t e to the power 1 minus c times t. Here I use the laws of indices, is e to the power of t, e to the minus c times t. This one will give you 1, so it's c squared t squared e to the minus c times t. This is c t squared e to the minus c times t. And this is f of c t. Then I have f of t1 plus t2 equals t1 plus t2 squared e to the minus t1 plus t2. I expand the bracket, is t1 squared plus 2 times t1 t2 plus t2 squared times e to the minus t1 plus t2. That's t1 squared e to the minus t1 e to the minus t2 plus t2 squared e to the minus t1 e to the minus t2 plus 2 times t1 t2 e to the minus t1 plus t2. The first term here is f of t1 e to the minus t2 plus the second term is f of t2 e to the minus t1 plus 2 times t1 t2 e to the minus t1 plus t2. Let's have a look at problem 5. The first one, f of minus t. We go back to the function and we have sine minus t over minus t. I can pull outside the minus, so it's minus sine t over minus t, and this gives me sine t over t, and this is equal to f of t. Then for the second identity you have f of t, f of minus t, so it's f of t, f of minus t equals f of t, and this gives me f squared of t. Number 3, I have f squared of t plus cos squared of t over t squared. So the first one is sine squared of t over t squared plus cos squared of t over t squared. Sine squared of t plus cos squared of t is 1 over t squared. Let's go to the next one, number 6. F of 2t equals 2t sine 2t. This is 2 times t times sine 2t is 2 times sine t cos t, and this is 4 times t sine t cos t. F of 2t, so it's 4 f of t cos t. Number 2, f of minus t equals 2 times minus t sine minus 2t. I can pull the minus outside, so it's 2t sine 2t, and this is equal to f of t. Number 3, f of minus t, f of t equals f of t times f of t, f squared of t. I can leave you the last one as homework, number 4. And you can try the rest one by using the previous technique, by working out one of the sides, doing gradually calculations and going to the other side.